Welcome to this new video about Japanese Driftmaster. In today's video, I'm simply going to show you the game's map, explore the different biomes, neighborhoods, and various points of interest. Just a quick reminder of what Japanese Driftmaster is. It's an open-world racing game set in Japan. In this game, you'll find licensed cars, so with real brands. There's also tuning available. The cars sound great, and they handle really well, both with a controller and a steering wheel. Finally, a major positive aspect that sets this game apart from other modern titles. It's the fact that this game offers a story with a script, with good guys, bad guys, and a plot. That's actually great, as it's a feature that has somewhat vanished from contemporary games. So today, I'm offering you a discovery that's really focused on the map. To learn more about other aspects of the game, check out the video I released recently, a video of about 40 minutes in which we do the introduction to the game, and in which, as a result, we discovered and tested lots and lots of things. And one thing came out of that video. Well, anyway, my personal opinion was that this game checks pretty much all the boxes of what I think. A racing game fan wants to find these things in a game like this. So, it's very, very promising. For now, it's only releasing on PC via Steam, but since it's a small studio, they're taking things one step at a time. The developers said that if the game does well on PC, if it sells well, they will make a console port. So, just know that I'm not at all desperate about the console versions. It could happen if the game is a success, which I think it will be, because the game is just really cool to play. So, where we are in the northeast of the map there, that whole area, it looks pretty healthy. I mean, there are small roads. Pretty winding, but still with quite a few houses. We're not on a mountain road either. There's basically a kind of village that goes all around the lake. And what we're going to try to do there is get to the main highway, which is to the east of the map, so we can go down into the different neighborhoods. Go to the southeast of the map. I noticed something there earlier when I opened it. I have the impression that the game developers made a copy of the Tsukuba circuit. I'm very eager to explore what it's like. As you can see, we're already arriving in a more industrial area. Oh, a little gas station, that. The photos will be perfect. By the way, you know what? I almost want to make the video thumbnail here. This is really the kind of thing that usually works well for thumbnails. Let's not kid ourselves. So, well, listen. We're going to get back on our little road, we'll get back on the highway, and then we'll head down a bit. So, don't worry, we'll go explore the middle of the map a little bit. The thing is, actually, the map is quite vast. I'm not sure of the exact area, but it's likely several dozen square kilometers at least. Wait, what? Where's the highway entrance? It's on the right. We'll turn on the signal, as you can use signals and everything like in roleplay mode. The map is massive, and above all, there are lots of junctions, lots of winding roads everywhere, which means it can sometimes take a really long time. Covering a few kilometers takes a long time, as we're not always going at 186 miles h. So here, we've joined one of the highways, which allows us to have a better view of what's ahead of us in terms of the size of the MAP, with a little tunnel just to hear the sound of the NOLA tunnel. Honestly, the scenery is really beautiful. It's a real pleasure. It looks great, actually, I think. I didn't necessarily realize it as much in the first gameplay I did on the game, but graphically, actually, it's pretty well done. I thought it was nice, but I didn't really pay attention to the details. That's cool, it's got a good look, so I see there's something there, an icon to go to. Radar. Okay, but listen, I don't know. I didn't get it. I had no idea there were things like that in the game. Kind of like that. A little challenge to complete in the open world. So, what interests me most is that, like I said, it looks a lot like Tsukuba, so I want to see if we can go there. Maybe, for now, there are some areas that are... So in my opinion, I'm telling you, we might be a little disappointed. I don't know if we'll be able to access it, because I wonder if to access certain features. And especially the official tracks, well, the official tracks, the really closed tracks. If we won't need to progress a bit further in the story to unlock them. So, we'll see. We'll try to get there. And if we manage to get in, great. We'll take a little tour. And if we can't, well, too bad. That's pretty cool. It really catches my eye, like a detail in the cars. There. The time is displayed on the left side of the car and it changes depending on the in-game time. So here, 8:21, 8:22, 1 second equals 1 minute in the game. With a day-night cycle, of course, and also a weather cycle. Let's try drifting together like this to earn some points at the same time. So, on the other hand, the global positioning system is completely crazy. Well, no, it makes us follow the traffic rules, but we don't care. We've now reached Tsugoya, which appears to be the in-game counterpart to Tsukuba. We'll see if we can access it to take a little drive on it, or if we're a bit limited for now. While we wait to progress in the story, there are many roads made for drifting, especially in the game called Japanese Driftmaster. Obviously, there's going to be drifting. But don't worry, if you're not a fan of just drifting, even though the game offers a lot of it, with very winding roads, the game is not just about drifting. You can also simply have fun. Drive normally, enjoy time trials, races against the clock, artificial intelligence opponents, and more. There's something for everyone. So, indeed, I see that the circuit is there, it's right there, we should be able to access it. For now, we'll have to move forward. More to come, but let's leave it at that. Looking at the circuit's shape, it's clearly Tsukuba, or a fake version of it. But to me, it's definitely Tsukuba. It's all right, we'll explore that another time. So, well, it's okay, it's just postponed. We'll have the chance to go back later. And by the way, I think it's the same thing for the area that's all gold over here. I see that there are, I think here, some drift tracks, like circuits, to do a bit of drift racing. And I think it's the same. Their access must be limited. I think you have to unlock them later. It might be similar to the CCUs from Underground 2, where we're teleported onto them for races occasionally, but they won't be accessible in the open world. I'm not sure yet. I need to play the game more to determine that. I discovered that while recording the video. I hadn't even realized there were some closed circuits. Kind of like concurrent users in this game. So I haven't looked into it, but I think the game's story will tell us more about it as we progress anyway. So, we're going to check out the south of the map. We're going to get closer to the big city here. We'll go over the big bridge that's all the way to the south, the big bridge that goes over the water. I think, in my opinion, that would make for some nice little shots. After that, maybe we'll go back up inside the map just to check it out a bit. Some mountain roads, all the way to the volcano. After that, we'll head back to the hideout near Lake Ikoma, where we started the video. So, clearly, we're not going to take all the roads, we're not going to go through all the villages. But I think it'll help show a bit of the different biomes that, for the most part, we're all going to discover. Because, even though there was a demo of the game, the demo called Rise of the Scorpion, in the demo, we only had access to the northeast square of the map around the lake. The rest was unknown. And anyway, the game has improved so much visually, graphically. It has been greatly optimized since the demo, and the difference is clear. I love it. Interestingly, the game features no pedestrians, which is quite amusing given the setting. Civilian cars are present, but they are few in number. 50 per square meter. But actually, the scenery is so... The roads are so winding, the scenery is so full and packed with buildings, with details, with signs, with objects. I don't know. Chairs in front of restaurants, for example. Terraces, tables outside, that kind of thing. It creates the impression of a real world where something is actually happening. They did a good job with that. Here, we're in construction mode too. They added ambient noises like tool sounds to create a sense of life. When walking near schools and villages, you can hear the sounds of children playing and shouting in the schoolyards and near houses. You can hear people talking and all that, like they really managed it well, actually. This is my first car, a Toyota Levine. It was a tight fit. Just a little clarification, I mentioned it earlier. The cars are licensed, meaning that, for example, Mazda is present, Nissan is present with the real brands and all that. There's only one brand in the game that's not licensed, and that's Toyota. Exactly, Toyota. When you go to buy a Toyota in the game, it would be a copy of Toyota, but it wouldn't be labeled. That's because Toyota is apparently quite hard to convince, and pretty expensive as a license to have in games. Remember, there was a whole bunch of drama a few years ago. Oh shit. With Toyota, which had almost completely disappeared from games, only to come back in almost all the games at the same time a few years ago. So I think it still shows that they're kind of a pain. The atmosphere has been completely transformed. There's already a lot more elevation, and we're on a coast that almost feels like a tourist coast. With the big trees. I don't know if those are palm trees. In my opinion, they're not palm trees, but you see what I mean. The trees with large leaves give a luxurious and stylish vibe here. It's quite impressive. Everything in sight I believe we can reach. I'm shifting to neutral now. Everything we see over there, I think those are things we can access. The map shows many distant roads stretching for an unknown number of kilometers, offering plenty to explore. There are a lot of tunnels too. That way, it lets us have fun with. The backfires, damn. With the sound of the cars, it's still pretty cool. We're now approaching the large bridge that will grant us access to the distant city. With all the big buildings, all the skyscrapers, so there's a real city. Actually, that's what's pretty cool, in my opinion, about the MAP. Even if it doesn't have all the biomes in the world, there's no desert, for example. And I don't know if there could be others, but there's just no desert. Actually, everything else is there. We have small villages, we have mountains, we have volcanoes, we have a big city, we have areas that are more or less crowded. There's really quite a varied map. But listen, let's go to the bridge, which is going to split into several lanes here, so that we can overtake a bit and get some speed points. Whoa, my speed buddy with my Toyota that's barely upgraded. That's why, for now, it's not super fast. It's just that right now, it's pretty much stock. I think I just changed, really, 2 or 3 little things. And actually, we just leveled up. We just reached level 4. Each car is a bit like in Motorsport, which may be the only negative point I find in the game for now. It's that the cars have an experience level. And to buy customization and upgrade parts for the cars, you have to unlock them by increasing your experience level. So now, since I just reached level 4 with the E86, well, I've unlocked some new parts. In the garage, so the little bridge, then we arrive directly at the docks. So, what's the name of the city in this game? Ishikara. Ishikara. And the port, it's the port of Guntama. Guntama is the prefecture, it's the province. It's actually the name of the map, Guntama. And so Guntama is made up of several villages, several areas. So here, the city is Guntama. Sorry, not Guntama, it's Ishikara, but it's the port of Guntama. So, we will examine the city's appearance, its various streets, and its size. If, for example, there are, I don't know, multi-story parking lots where we can go in. So we could go drifting, for example. That's the kind of thing players really enjoy. Well, the city is actually bigger than I thought. It's true that from this top-down view of the minimap, you don't really get a good sense of the distances. But overall, the map and the city are actually bigger than I was hoping for. So that's pretty cool, though it's a bit lacking in NPCs. It's true that a bit more traffic in the city wouldn't hurt. Just to make it even more believable and lively. But I think that can be changed over time. If players in general feel that we don't have enough, I think the devs will add a bit more. However, excessive amounts can quickly become annoying, not to mention the resulting traffic jams. But here, a little more, I wouldn't say no, but the city in any case. On the other hand, we're the same. It seems to be pretty well laid out and quite varied. Because there are a lot of skyscrapers, but they're all different buildings, you know what I mean? There's no copying, no copy-pasting of buildings. And that's pretty cool. So I think in the city there must be quite a few places. Kind of, I don't know how to say it, unique, a bit unusual and all that. It's true that we'll discover them along the way. This video provides a general overview. We'll still explore all that live. Remember, it's on Tuesday the 21st. I can start streaming the game 2 days before its official release. Tune in if you want a sneak peek at the story. For more cars, customization, and more, follow me on Twitch for the start of my live stream. And make sure to use your Prime. That way, you can support me for free at the same time. So now, we're going to go back up by, I don't know by where, maybe we'll go back up through this section here. Nicely wrapped around, next to the mountain. I wanted to show you the middle of the map too, but it's a bit complicated to show everything. Or maybe we'll go down and come back up, we'll figure it out. We'll head back up toward the volcano, just to see a little bit what it's going to look like, especially if it's active. I agree it would be cool, not necessarily with lava, but smoke could be pretty nice. Similar to the Crew Motorfest's addition of a semi-active volcano in Maui to their game map. It's pretty cool, with a small plume of smoke always visible from a distance. And I think that's a pretty nice detail. So now, we're going to get back on the highway. Well, a little bit on the highway, but not too much, I think. Yeah, that's it. We're going to exit to the right here, so now we're going to completely change the atmosphere, I think. we're likely to encounter some mountain roads, similar to Togue-style roads. So, we're going to have to turn right. We're not going to follow the global positioning system route here. We're going to go explore on our own. We're going to take a right here in Hokkaido Rally, all the way to Kiko. Just so we have some drifting zones, also so we can race a bit, and to change up the atmosphere. So it must be this way. Yeah, I think that's it. So here it's the same, we're going back into small villages. Did I miss the road or not? I missed the road. Oh, I don't know. No, I didn't miss the road. I don't know. The global positioning system is unclear, but I think it's this way. No, I'm mistaken. Wait, we're going to turn around. Oh, there's a motocross track. What the fuck? I feel like that's a motocross track. I didn't realize it. Yeah, at the Kaido Rally. So actually, that would make sense. Actually, yeah, there are so many disciplines in the game. Because in the game, actually, yeah, like I was saying, there are regular races, there's drifting too, but there's also drag racing. So it's totally possible that there could be some cross events too at some point. Or maybe just some special tracks to go drifting on dirt, that's possible too. Let's go over there. So, I didn't know we could drive on dirt. Actually, I'm kind of surprised because I had no idea we were going to have this. A rally physics system, actually. But apparently there is one, right? Because I see there are little yellow flags and everything. So, the fact that it's called Hokkaido Rally, it's not for nothing. Actually, there really is driving on dirt. That's surprising, as I wasn't aware there would be a dedicated physics system for that. And above all, in the first video, I said it wasn't possible to do it, because I hadn't seen it, if you will. When capturing a fort in Horizon, the entire map is destructible. For instance, I could break the safety rails on the side. On a Horizon fort, you can cross the entire map in a straight line, as there are no obstacles preventing it. You don't have to follow the pre-built roads. You can go straight through the land instead. Until now, due to the game's indestructible environments, I hadn't found any path. Specifically, that allowed you to drive on the grass or drive on the dirt. I initially thought they did it that way because there's no rally or off-road racing, but it turns out there is. However, it's only for specific events and in certain map locations, so that's really a surprise. So, the game also covers rally, and I think that's good news. I just realized something. Earlier, I mentioned that we were on the bridge, because you still had to grind with each car to unlock the parts, kind of like in Motorsport. I feel like that's the case here. Except I also feel like here it's much faster to level up. Because we've almost gone up 2 levels in the video, casually driving around, chatting, occasionally taking turns and drifting without any intense grinding. We're going to have gained, I don't know how much experience points all at once, right? So, maybe they did that so there's a bit of grinding with each car, but I think the grinding is still pretty fast. So, we're going to go back up, like I was saying, up to here, up to the volcano, and then we'll head towards Kiko. We'll go back down here towards Oma, and then we'll go back up to finish at the place where the video started. We're going to try to do this relatively quickly anyway, because with the day-night cycle, a day lasts 24 minutes, and it's already 5 o'clock. We only have 7 minutes to finish and show you everything before the sun sets. It's going to be tight. Well, we're going to try to do our best. Anyway, I hope you'll enjoy the video. Honestly, JEDS-M. There's one thing I really take away from this game. It's that a studio with a really small budget, because the studio developing this game is a small studio. The game likely has between 30 to 50 people working on it. It's important to understand that it's 20 times, 30 times, maybe 40 times fewer than most AAA games. We all know Forza, The Crew, and others. There are sometimes studios where there are 1,000 people working on a game. Here, it's really a very small team, and with such a small team, they managed to make something strong that checks all the boxes. Actually, we have an open world in Japan that's detailed and varied. That looks pretty authentic, even if it's almost entirely made-up places. We have some cool car sounds, we have good driving, we have official customization, we have upgrades, we have a story. Actually, it has everything, really. This game has everything. Everything the community has been asking for. A racing game for years. And while we expected it to come from a big game, from a Forza or something like that, All of this is happening thanks to a small indie game that was developed in 2.5 years. 3 years. Grand max. And I think it's crazy to say that studios of games. Now, if we want to be satisfied and have something that really caters to the niche of players that we are, we have to rely more on indie developers than on AAA studios. I find it crazy to see the amount of work that's being done. So yeah, I hope we'll also have some other good surprises with the arrival of other indie games, like Night Runners. Toga Attack, Apex Point, all of those. These are games we've been waiting for a long time now, and sometimes we don't get much news about them anymore. But it's true that this one. Thanks to the fact that they still have a small team, it's not just one guy working on it. They reacted quickly and offered an effective solution. Kudos to them. So, well, the 1830 in-game, it's going to be tight, but we're going to try it. We're going to try it anyway. So here, we're next to the volcano, but actually, the volcano is hard to see. I think we've actually gotten too close to it to be able to see it. It's silly to say, but there's a path going up here. It's silly to say, but I think we've gotten too close to have an angle where we can see it, so we'll try to go back that way and go up again. But maybe if we move away again, we'll see it again. It's true that as soon as we get closer to the volcano, the road gets a lot steeper. Here, we're climbing like crazy. We don't necessarily realize it, but we're really climbing. Damn, I didn't see that. Oh yeah, it's true, there's an airport in the game. There's an airport, so there are planes taking off regularly. It's pretty cool. I love this kind of road. The kind of road where you feel like you're on a pretty early model. Like, you know, like it's winding, it's up high. We've got a great view. I think it's really, really cool. There are a lot of others like that, by the way. So, are we going to be able to see the volcano from here? Yeah, actually, we can see it, but just barely. There doesn't seem to be a photo mode, which makes it challenging to keep the camera in the air for capturing shots. I think the more distance we get, the clearer our perspective will be. At least we found the rally road, which is pretty cool. And now, we're going completely off track. Changing the mood again, I think. Going back to small villages, there are many roads that invite exploration and many things that are a bit cramped and hidden. That's the volcano behind me there. It's a bit of a tired volcano. Well, in any case, it's not active. Maybe in some seasons it will be, I don't know, but right now it's not. Okay, so here, another small village. We won't visit that in this video. We're going to try to see a few other neighborhoods before night falls, and we can't see anything. But the village is also not that small. There are many invitations. And by the way, in the game, there's a headquarters system, so as you progress through the game, you'll unlock new headquarters. So, new houses. And the houses will be useful. It's a bit like in Forza that. In the game, the HQs and houses serve as teleportation points, since you can only teleport to these specific locations, not just anywhere. So, they added a few of them, with different garages and all that. I've only unlocked one so far. This kind of road is perfect, especially at night. It really feels like an old Toge video home system from the 90s, with some slightly illegal driving. This is the kind of cliché road perfect for Toge in Japan. Ouch. Oops, we didn't see anything. There we go. Excuse me, please move aside. The small roads are nearly as crowded as the main ones. Traffic is better than in big cities, but there seems to be a bug causing unusual traffic patterns. If you pay close attention, every time the traffic pops up in groups of 10 or 15, then there's nothing for a few hundred meters, then there's another group of 10 or 15. Notably, 90% of the cars are headed in your direction. There aren't too many cars coming from the opposite direction. I think there's a little issue with the artificial intelligence spawns, which might be fixed, or maybe not. Anyway, I want to say it's not so bad, because this kind of road we're going to travel, the nighttime atmosphere, it still works pretty well. It really gives that Touge vibe. Let's switch to interior view. With the little blinker sounds, which we're going to turn off right away. Who signals while drifting? Ah, the hand animations are pretty stylish too, with a steering wheel that turns 360 degrees and the game. By the way, while we're talking about steering wheels, the game is compatible with steering wheels, allowing you to play using your own setup. And that's still pretty nice. So, now that we're back here, we're going to try to get back up. All the way to the house, but we'll get there. It's going to be late. It's going to be, I think, pretty close to mini game. I think we won't see much anymore, but it's not a problem, actually. Given the type of road, I think it'll work out anyway. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video and enjoyed the map. Feel free to give me your feedback on it, of course, in the comments. If you think the map is cool or not, I think you're going to say yes. Most people will likely find the map to be satisfactory. Well, in any case, I hope so. So there you go, let me know. Obviously, if you enjoyed the video, well, show it by leaving a like and subscribing for the next ones. And of course, don't forget about the little Instagram gaming link. If you want to buy the game for a good price, for slightly cheaper prices, go ahead and buy it. Whoa, damn, it's always nice to take a quick look. We messed up a bit, but it's okay. How much road is there? The global positioning system estimates it. It's pretty cool. The global positioning system. Instead of giving you a distance, it gives you an arrival time, like real global positioning system devices. Waze informs you that you'll arrive in 45 minutes, and it's similar in this situation. And so, it adapts based on your average speed. So here, for example, the game estimates that I'll take 6 minutes and 20 seconds to make the trip. But since we're driving faster than the speed limit, we're saving some time. I think that's a pretty nice detail, but it's true that this is really Tagero's paradise. If you want to come drift with your cars here in multiplayer or something, because also, yes, the game is multiplayer. It's true that I didn't mention it, there's a single player mode, of course, but the game is multiplayer too. I think there are going to be some meetups and I think people will come drift here pretty regularly. So that's more like, I'm going to try not to mess things up. We're going to try to keep the multiplier, because the more you score while drifting, the faster you level up your car's experience points. So, if you want to farm quickly, you'd better keep your drift going for a long time. The multiplier increases slightly, similar to how it did in Underground. Higher multipliers earn more drift points and experience points. Let's put it to use. Let's use the turbo a bit here. We'll try to get there soon, but anyway, I think we're almost there. Now, we're going to be out of the most complicated turns. Let's speed up to save time based on the global positioning system. I just noticed the artificial Mount Fuji over there. Oh, how cool is that? Yeah, but even the sky looks pretty nice. I think the nighttime look actually has a great vibe. Ah, that's awesome. I hadn't noticed. And there you go. We're really in Fuji Makaido mode, but truly open world. That's just so cool. Honestly, big props. The map requires an incredible amount of work, but the game's overall vibe is really cool. We're about to reach the end. We have almost nothing left. We're going to go back to the garage like this. I'll show you. I might even show you real quick. A preview of the customs we've unlocked. That way, I discover at the same time. Because since this car, for now, I've barely unlocked anything on it. It's still in basic mode. It's a used car. I bought it secondhand from the used car dealership. And so, it's a bit worn out, you can tell. It's rusty. There are some things that don't really fit everywhere. So now, by leveling up, I might unlock new customs. The thing is, though, I'm really broke. 32,000 yen. That's not going to get us very far, but I think we'll unlock money pretty quickly by playing through the story. Whoa! Oh, that little drift there. You see, the sounds are pretty nice too. We didn't change cars in this video. Check out my 40-minute video from a few days ago where we were testing. I believe there are 5 or 6 different cars, as several are provided to us early in the game, to do our first races and earn our first dollars. Whenever we switch cars, it's quite enjoyable. The sound quality is impressive, particularly in this additional camera they included in spoiler mode. And here, you can really hear it. Really, really well the exhaust. So, we've come back to where the video started. I'll quickly show you the customization garage of our THC cars. And then... So, let's take a look. I had to unlock a few things for performance and possibly visuals as well. We unlocked some new rims, and the rims are very, very expensive in the game. We unlocked, some new ones. Side mirrors. So, what else did we unlock? Still no new bumpers, neither in the front, nor in the back. We haven't unlocked them yet. Oh, I unlocked the rear light, that's right, black smoke. And then some exhaust tips. Okay, and maybe something with the mechanics. We unlocked some stuff, or we unlocked a new air filter, sport air filter, which costs 52 grand. Still, we unlocked the lower springs. The sport brake pads. Okay, so yeah, that's pretty cool. I'll wrap up for now since the video is getting long. See you tomorrow for a new video. Take care in the meantime. And of course, thank you for watching this video. Bye.